Today I started to play a game called Deep Rock Galactic, and I started this door adventure in the best way I could possibly think to, by drinking myself until the room was literally spinning. I then made my way down to the control panel, and not sure of what objective would be best for me to do or what I'm supposed to be doing in general, I decided on doing just a simple mining adventure that wouldn't be too complicated.
Get on board, team.
Wow, we are high. Kind of like me. Landed on a planet. After falling for what felt like years, I had arrived at my destination. I was greeted by the locals, and not long after, I proceeded to ask them kindly to hand over their goods. After refusing to answer, I took it as a decree of war and proceeded to tax them by force. Not long after, I found some gold, and my cart used my head as a ramp. After I got my gold mining obsession over and done with, I spent more time than I would like to admit running around collecting the random ore I found lying about the ground and destroying crystals for whatever reason. I don't even remember doing that, but apparently I spent a solid 3 minutes just whacking crystals. So, yeah. After that, I went up and found this dirt formation, which I decided, hey, let's mine through this, see if there's a secret door, and Lord and behold, there actually was. After making my way through the dirt wall, I spent most of my time mining resources, having my little bot buddy destroy things I couldn't reach, and then picking them up off the floor. I did that for several minutes, and then I found some more gold and mined that and this weird obsidian looking stuff. After depositing it all into the mule, as he likes to call it, I've discovered this large crystal formation that led deeper into the planet. After further investigation, there was still no sign of the inhabitants past the ones I've killed, but plenty of gold to be found. What's this thing? It's weird. I'm collecting it though, so it must be worth something. Thank you. Oh, wow, wow, I heard something. After hearing what sounded like a giant cricket being squashed, all I managed to see was a large green splatter of blood. Since nothing was there, I thought it'd be best to move on before whatever made it came back. After mining slightly longer, I stumbled upon what appeared to be a extremely large bug nest. Not sure if it actually was, though. I never saw anything crawl out of it after staring at it for several minutes. But as soon as I went back to mining, I did discover some kryptonite, which was kind of interesting, I guess. It seemed like the inhabitants wasn't too happy about this and immediately started hunting me afterwards. Nothing really interesting happened in the next about 8 minutes. I pretty much just spent my time mining gold, delivering it to Molly, found a few new ores, and then dropped off more gold. So, yeah, that was pretty much the entirety of that 8 minutes. Afterwards, though, some interesting stuff started to happen in the cave.
Take him out, team.
I like the sound of that.
I don't know what's coming after me, but I don't like it. And I just put myself in a hole. It's true. I need a bell. I'm a bell.
Ollie,
Goodbye.
over here.
There's a horde. Ooh, flower. There's a horde, and I don't like messing with hordes. What's that? Oh, oh. After fighting off my very first horde of giant killer bugs, I went straight back to work mining off the remaining parts of the ore I needed to complete my assignment, like a good little dwarf. But I did get a little sidetracked looking for that weird crawly thing that went up the roof. I don't know what it is. If any of you know what that screaming thing was that ran up the roof, feel free to tell me. I didn't really get a good look at it, but yeah. I also almost fell to my death trying to see if I could mine while on a grappling hook. I think that's what it's called. So that's noted. Don't try to do that. After running around after nearly breaking my legs, I was on the hunt to find the last bit of ore. After I did so, a big red button appeared on the mule, which I thus pressed. Afterwards, I was warned that I had 5 minutes to get to the evac before I was left to be bug food. I didn't think that was such a great idea, so I made my way back as fast as physically possible, with all haste intended.
We better hurry.
After killing the giant monster that burrowed to the ground, seemingly coming from nowhere, I continued to make my way with great haste to the evac station before I was left behind. I made pit stops here and there to pick up little ores lying on the ground, and I came across a giant hole, which turned out to be a trap. A big-ass mosquito abducted me, and luckily my droid saved me in time, and I managed to get away and wreak my vengeance on it with a really long shotgun shot. Afterwards, I proceeded to run as fast as possible back into the shuttle and escape from this horrific place.
In launch sequence. Good work. We're pulling you back in.
As soon as my ship safely landed back on home base, I did the most reasonable thing I could think of: drank myself into a coma until the memory of those horrific bug attacks were gone for good. And before I fell into the coma, I played some kick the barrel. Now all that's left to do is wake up and wait for the boss to send me out another mission. I guess I'll see you guys when that happens.